Good morning and welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I'm glad you could join me this morning. Well, I hope you're joining me. I'm just going to keep an eye out that we're coming through live and everything's working out fine. We're a little bit low, aren't we? I'll just pop you up. Today we're going to be working on a different style of card, something that I haven't shown you before. And it's going to involve a lot of big shot work. Or I shouldn't say the big shot, that's the old name. It's the cut and emboss machine. So we've got these new beautiful cut and emboss machines. So I'll be using the large one today because there's so much cutting to be done. And I'm going to show you something that you probably hadn't thought of. Maybe you had. I'm going to pop you down to the desk and we'll get started straight away. Now, I'm just got to flip you around. I'll get those wipes out of the road. So if this makes you a bit dizzy, just close your eyes for a minute. And that should have us all about right. And we'll have a look at the stamp set in the catalogue. So this is our annual catalogue, as you know, and in here we're going to be using the Timeless Arrangement bundle. It's got so many sentiments and a few little bits and pieces here, but it's got some fantastic dies. So it makes some lovely cards. You can see there's that you can stamp, you can cut pieces out, you can cut the stamp pieces out and colour them. There's all sorts of things. So I'm going to get straight into this and show you what we're going to do today. Now let's bring in the grid paper because I like to work on my grid paper so I get things straight. And yeah, we'll go up a bit further. Oh, there goes the catalogue onto the floor. And here are the stamps and the dies. And as you can see, there's some really interesting die pieces, like this one, that has this little bar at the bottom. And when we actually get going, you'll see how we're going to line these up to make some lovely pieces to go on the card. So this makes it quite easy. If you're fairly new at stamping, you're going to love this set because you can put together a card really easily. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got my, well actually I don't need to cut straight away. I do need to score. I do need to score. So we're going to start with, what do they call these ones? The Country Corner dies. So it's a lovely, it's like a stretched out octagon shape, and we're going to use these today. But I need to start with a normal card piece, which this is a normal card size, you know, the 14.8 by 21, and you score it at 10.5. So I'm just going to score it at 10.5. And instead of doing lots of cutting today, that's about it. And we're going to bring in the stamp and emboss machine straight away. And so I'll put that on the side here because I'm not sure how we're going to manage to see it all, but we'll see how we go. The little one goes in frame better, but the big one is what we're going to need today for some of these pieces. So we'll open it up and we'll put our plates down. As you know, it's a plate 1 and 2 and 2 3s. 1 and 2 on the base and a 3 on the base and a 3 on top. And I'm going to take my card base and fold it in half, just like any normal card. then I'm going to cut it out. So we'll get these dies out, and I'm going to take the largest die. Here they are. We'll take this largest die here, and I actually want to cut the card into this shape. So to do that, when you place the die on, you need to have the fold inside the cutting line. So I'm going to place it on like so. So the cutting line is on the outside, on the left, and we're going to run that through our cut and emboss machine. Now, we're a bit tight here, so I'm going to run it through, and then I'll have to twist it to get out of the road. We'll pop that back on. And pop that aside. Don't need that piece now. And so we have a card base that's in this shape. So pop that aside. I'm going to need then to cut a front piece out. And so I'm going to use the next size down on the country corners, and I'm going to cut a piece so it sits in nicely there. I need two, one for the front and one for inside, so I'm going to cut two out of this piece of basic white. As I said, there's a bit of cutting today, but it makes up a lovely card. There's one. So there's one cut out. I'll do a second one. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but we've got a lovely sunny day with lots of wind here. You might even be able to hear the wind at times. There we go, we've got those two cut out. Now, before we go on any further with the cutting, there's quite a bit more to cut. Put these dies away, we don't need these again. So they can go away. And we'll pop that over there, we'll be able to use that for scrap. I'm going to use this plate, number one. I'm going to take my little card front, and I'm going to add some dimension to it by using the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. I love this. I love the look of this one. It's got brick, and it's like a really weathered brick. So maybe you'll see it once we've got the paper in. Oh, it's upside down. It's upside down. There we go. You might be able to see it a bit more if I... It's going to give a pattern on there. I'm not sure if you can see. But there's going to be some bricks and some weathered bricks. But I will straighten it so my bricks are straight. That's better. And we're going to use plate 4 because this is a 3D embossing folder. We need plate 1 and 4. And we just run that through. Pop plate 4 over there, we don't need that again. Plate 1, you can sit back in there. I'm not sure, but hopefully you can see some of the 3D look on that. And so that's going to give us a bit of dimension on our background. Now, before I go on with other cutting, I'll move this aside. We're going to put some colour onto this piece. And I'm going to use Moody Mauve, one of our new colours, a new in colour. And I'm just going to use a sponge, dab some ink on it. Now, this is supposed to look a messy bit of brickwork, so I'm not got any rhyme or reason. I'm just sponging a bit round the sides so that it just brings some of the colour in and exposes those bricks even more. So that will go there. Oh, I need to do it perhaps to this one too while we've got it out actually, for inside the card, so it looks a bit the same. Oh, we might use that side. Put the sponge down in the middle. So I'll just flick around the edge. And again, I'm not too fussed if it looks a bit messy because that's the design of this card. So that's got the colour onto the layer 1 of the card. Now I'm going to pop them aside and do the sentiment, because then we'll do some cutting with the cut and emboss machine again. And this is the only bit of stamping I have today on this card, is the sentiment. And I'm using "Your kindness means everything to me." I'm just going to stamp that there. So we'll bring back in the cut and emboss machine. We'll set it up properly again. So plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, bring that way. And I'm going to bring in some coloured paper as well. We'll start with some pink and some Moody Mauve. And we'll get these dyes. So for pink, I am going to use, no, this one. And this one. Now I need to cut 4 of them, so I need to get it so I can get 4 out of this sheet. That might work that way. We'll see how we go. I can always grab another bit, but I think I'll get it through. And on Moody Mauve, I'm going to use this one. I know you can't really see. I might just turn it around this way for a minute while I stack up Moody Mauve. I'll use that one and this one. And again, I'm wanting to try and work it so I can get 4 cut out of this sheet. Oh, well, no, I don't need 4 actually, because I've got 1 of each colour going on each side. So, no, I'm going to just use the 1 of each. So let's run that through. I know we've got a die touching, and that could mean it could cut its other die if it moves. Don't want them on top of each other cutting into each other. So let's go through. I know what I've forgotten to put through. The small ones, but we'll come back to that. So these are for the front of the card. we have some flowers and some leaves in Moody Mauve. Just poke out these two little bits you can see that have been left in the die. Though I don't think I'll use that one again. I think I'll pop these back on. You can see I've marked them so I know where they go. I'll just pop them on for a minute. And this one, pull these out. Again, I've got some flowers. Got to be careful pulling them out. Just lift them gently because they've got very thin stems and intricate die cut pieces, so they get caught a little bit sometimes. I did tear one off the other day. And this lot is in the Bubble Bath Pink. Love this colour. Now I better do the small ones before I put this colour aside. No, I'm going to use that one and that one. So I should have done these when I cut the first bit out, but we'll do that. You'll fit in there. Actually, you'll fit in there and that'll save that piece of paper. Okay, we'll whip these through. Piece of paper aside for use another time. I'll pop him out. These little bits are for inside the card. You can go back there. No, you were there. This is the size die that I tend to lose, these little ones. And if you can't get them all the way out, I find if you run your pick underneath them, they'll pop out easily. And then we're going to get some Blackberry Bliss, the same colour as the card base. And I'm going to cut these two pieces out. And I'll cut out this piece for inside the card. Oh, and while we're at it, we may as well cut out our sentiment. So I'll just cut him so he's small enough to go through. And I'll pop him up here, I'll show you. We're just going to use this die to cut him out. Now, that is the end of our die cutting. So I'll place my dies back on. Out you come. I don't know if you saw my post from yesterday, but we have no kitchen. So life can get a bit challenging when you don't have a kitchen. But we're managing so far. It's been nearly a week. Well, we're aiming to have the kitchen all finished in about 3 weeks' time, so fingers crossed. But in the meantime, it is very challenging without a kitchen sometimes. So tonight, we've decided we're going round to the local RSL for dinner and let someone else cook who has a kitchen. There we go. So all the pieces are cut out. We'll get rid of, we won't get rid of it, we'll put it aside. This nice big cut and boss machine. So we've got a variety of pieces here. And we have the smaller ones. Our sentiment and our card base and card insert and top, or first layer. What I am going to do is we're going to also use some iridescent pearls basic jewels. I'm going to grab out that because I actually want to colour these and I just want the jewels to dry. So that's stuck on the sheet, and I find, I did try and colour some dark ones and I thought they were too dark, so I'm going to use a lighter colour. I'm going to use Moody Mauve. But these are stuck on, so I just use it on the cardboard itself. And I'm using our stamping blends, and I'm just using the Moody Mauve colour, and I'll just colour these ones. You've all got together, haven't you? I think you've lost your glue. So we do have gems in, or dots they're called this year, dots in the colour of Moody Mauve, but I've run out, so I'm colouring these ones. So I'll put them aside to dry and we'll start assembling. So first we're going to do is glue our front piece to the front of the card. And I picked up I was going to say I picked up an empty glue. Then I'm going to start layering these up while that dries. And I'm going to work out what I'm going to put where. So we might start actually with, we'll start with this one. And I think I'll use one of these here. Can't use these together because they'll be on top of each other. So I'll pop one of these on, like so. So I'll pop a bit of glue on that. Poke that little piece out there that doesn't need to be there. I just put a little line of glue along and pop the two bars exactly on top of one another. And then I think I will use this one on top. And so that's given us some lovely florals to go on our card, like so. And for this one, I'll start again with the Moody Mauve. And I'll place over it the Blackberry Bliss. bath pink. This would be a great pink for baby cards and that too. It's a beautiful pink. A previous pink was a bit of a browny pink, dusty pink. So now that I've got those there, these are going to come together at the back of this. So I'm just going to put some glue on the bar, and that's the bottom there, so that can go here. So the bar is hidden in behind. And some glue on this bar. And hide it behind here. And then we'll just glue it to the front of the card. I might just go up a bit, like so. And then while that just takes up, that glue sticks, I'm just going to put a couple of dabs of glue or dots of glue. I'll turn it around. I've got a little bit of further piece or further smudging of the ink on that side. Probably didn't need that many, but we'll just pop him on. And we'll pop this flower on. I won't do, probably only need a couple. Pop him there. Stick to the card, not to me. And then we're going to pop this one on. So inside the card mimics the front of the card. No, it's going to stick to me. There you go. So we'll open up our card and glue him inside. There we go. And for our gems, well, these are actually iridescent pearls, but we'll just pop them on. I think I'll pop one here. Might pop him actually further in. No, he's left a mark, he can stay there. That one who's got no sticky is stuck to me. Must have some glue on my finger. This one up here. And I'll pop this one, because it's always good. They say triangles, threes and triangles are good. So we'll pop him here. Now I can't move him. And that's my card. All done today. Quick, easy, something a little bit different, different shape. And something that might appeal to people who like something a little on the different side. So I quite like this set. It's been something I've had to play with this week, and I'm sure you'll see some more of it this week. Now I'm going to turn you around back to me. So if you get dizzy, hopefully that's not too bad and you can see me again. Now, I just wanted to say, if you love this set, I'm happy to send you this tutorial. If you end up buying this set off me this month, you'll certainly get this short tutorial free with it. Also, keep an eye out on my page this week. I'll be showing you a few other cards I've made with this that I think you'll enjoy, and I think they're all different. Some have got stampings, some have got dies, some have got both. So it's to show you the versatility. It's a great set, it's easy to use, and we can all have some fun with it. Hope you have a good week, and we'll catch up with you next Saturday. Don't forget to join me for coffee. Have a coffee and watch me show you something else. Oh, just a hint, just a reminder. We've got all the new paper, or all the paper is on sale. The designer series paper. I've put in a big order, so we're going to see a lot more designer series paper. I'll be able to show you some really good ideas of what we can do with it. All right, have a good week, and I'll catch you all next week. Take care.